parables of the mustard seed and the leaven, I really see them as one unit, and I've preached it that way, and I've ever handled this text. And the reason why is because what's so classic about parables are that they are earthly illustrations that convey primarily one spiritual truth. Now, obviously in this case you have the mustard seed, which was the smallest apparently of all seeds at that time, and then you have the leaven, which we all are familiar with that. And yet, even though there's two metaphors being used here, they are conveying one truth, and that is little things that God begins have large endings. For example, 2,000 years ago, God began his kingdom with 11 frightened men before the day of Pentecost. Strike the shepherd, the sheep scatter. And here we are, 8 time zones away, 2,000 years later, talking about a rabbi who lived many years ago. Why? He's changed our lives. The kingdom is advancing. If you have a book called Operation World, which I've had access to, it shows you how far Christianity's reach is all around the world. It began with 11 frightened men, a small seed, and it's expanded and continues to take real estate even as we speak. I was really encouraged recently when I received some information on our world's population and the internet usage. There's 7 billion people now on Earth. 2.26 billion have internet access. A lot of those people are in Asia, amazingly. I'm so thankful for this opportunity even here to contribute in this over these questions, because the reach of the gospel through the internet, through radio, through print, the electronic media is overwhelming. The gospel is advancing even as we speak. And then in the leaven or the yeast section of verse 33, again, it reminds me of what Paul said in 1 Corinthians 5. A little leaven leavens the whole lump, right? So we have to view the kingdom of God then as the king being born, Jesus, the king preaching the kingdom. Of course, John the Baptist preached the kingdom. Paul preached the kingdom. And we're called to preach the kingdom. What is the kingdom? It's the rule of God through the gospel. That's the kingdom. Some people debate future kingdom. One thing I know for sure is this: the king has come. He's preached the kingdom. I've been born again. I've entered the kingdom, John 3. And I call men to be translated from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of God's beloved Son. The other issues are intramural debate, which we could have a good time debating. Little beginnings, large ending, a little leaven. I'm optimistic about the future of God's kingdom. We are to walk by faith, not by sight. Christ is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it.